I'm going to say this carefully because it's something that people get emotional about. But the GOAT debate is over. It's not disrespectfully. It's not emotionally. It's just when you stack everything up, it ended with 6 finals losses. Now, that doesn't take anything away from LeBron James. He's absolutely great. He's doing things that we've never seen any player do before. And he even acknowledged it recently, saying that he and Mike are both completely different players, both great in their own way. And that's fair. But what we also can't ignore, because he has said it before, is that's when I became the greatest of all time. So the conversation is there. But feeling it and it being true are 2 completely different things. And I already know the pushback. So you're saying it's better to not make the finals than to make it to the finals a bunch of times and lose? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is context matters. Because for a long stretch, the bulk of LeBron's career, the Eastern Conference that he was making it through year in and year out, was as thin a conference as we can remember. And second, if your team is good enough to make it to the finals, your team is good enough to win the finals. That is the standard at this level. So when we start rewarding losses on the biggest stage, we're changing what greatness actually means. And again, that's not disrespect. That's just keeping the bar at the same level. Now let's get this first part right, guys, because this is where people immediately get it twisted. It is not disrespectful to say that of any person that has ever walked the face of this earth and picked up a basketball, there is one better than you. That's not hate. That's not tearing somebody down. That's just acknowledging how high the bar actually is. LeBron James is great. He's still an absolute one of one. We are talking about probably the most complete basketball player to ever grace the game, right? 20 plus years, all-time leading scorer, can play 1 through 5, can guard 1 through 5, and longevity like we've never seen from an athlete before. He by himself is a walking system. He is a franchise. He is a cheat code. If you want to argue the most versatile player to ever play basketball, then you have a case. If you want to say he's had the greatest career ever, you have a case. And when he speaks on himself being the greatest basketball player of all time, I don't blame him. That's how guys at his level are wired. That's how they're supposed to feel. But the greatest player ever is a different standard. Because when we talk about the GOAT, we're not just stacking numbers. We are talking about dominance. We're talking about fear. We're talking about the entire league just knows that is the guy. That is where Michael Jordan lives. 6 finals, 6 wins, 6 MVPs. No game 7s. He got there. It was over. Now, the 2 biggest factors when we're talking about GOAT conversations is peak and longevity. LeBron's argument, longevity. Michael Jordan's argument, peak. And peak matters most in this conversation because the best version of Michael Jordan is the most unstoppable basketball player we have ever laid eyes on. We're talking a guy who won Defensive Player of the Year and a scoring title in the same season. That means on one side of the ball, he was the guy who's going to go get you a bucket anytime you need it. And on the other side of the ball, he's going to take the best player on the other team and lock him down. Offensively, nobody can guard this guy. And defensively, he's locking you up. That is domination. Now, here's where things get real, because if we're going to have the conversation, we have to be honest about the conditions. Now, LeBron is playing in the most advanced era of sports in history. We're talking sports science, sports nutrition, recovery, accommodations, load management. Everything is built to extend greatness. And that's not it. They've even changed rules. Today's game is absolutely tailored towards offense. Freedom of movement. Hand checking is gone. So much less physicality at the perimeter. Spacing is more prevalent. Shooting is prioritized. It is objectively more easy now to operate than in Jordan's era. So let's not ignore that part of it. So here's going to be the rule. Either both guys get all these rules or none of them do. Because if you drop Michael Jordan into today's world, modern recovery, modern sports science, modern rules, modern spacing, we are looking at a player unlike anything we have ever seen before. The next factor we have to touch on are teammates and help along the way, right? LeBron has played with Hall of Famers everywhere. D-Wade, Kyrie Irving, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, Michael Jordan, Scottie, and Rodman. That's it. And still, finals win after finals win after finals win. And mentality goes into the GOAT conversation a lot too. Now look, LeBron, a basketball savant, absolutely brilliant on the court. Michael Jordan, he will take your soul. And when it mattered most, it was never in question with him. LeBron James is an all-time great. But the greatest of all time, that is still Michael Jordan. And respectfully, this conversation, it's already been decided.